Well, the three men who want to run the country after May the 6th are here and raring to go. So please welcome David Cameron, Nick Clegg and Gordon Brown.
In 2010, Sky News thought we'd broken the mould of Britain's increasingly humdrum political campaigning.
If it's all about style and PR, count me out.
We're all in this together, and that's how we'll build the big and strong society.
Don't let anyone tell you that this time it can't be different. It can.
The precedent had been set, and from then on, leaders' debates would be a fixture of UK elections. We were wrong. There have been 2 general elections since then, and no proper leaders' debates took place in either of them. Our top politicians have refused to go head-to-head again. To ensure leaders' debates happen regularly in future, Sky News is calling for the establishment of an independent Leaders' Debates Commission. Writing to the leaders of all major political parties, the head of Sky News, John Riley, said, "We propose the holding of debates needs to be depoliticised and taken out of the control of politicians and broadcasters for the benefit of the voting public. I am writing to you to ask that you give your agreement and support to the setting up of the Independent Commission."
This is all about doing what's best for the voting public. At the moment, the politicians game the debate. Typically, the incumbent ducks and dives at the last minute, and the broadcasters, fearful of endangering their impartiality, are reluctant to point that out. The answer is an independent Leaders' Debate Commission that organises the debates in a fair way well before any general election campaign begins.
In 2010, voters were given information they'd never had before, the opportunity to compare their potential next Prime Ministers and to see them challenge one another's policies in real time, at the moment when they had to choose between them.
These debates effectively condensed the election campaign. The voters could see what the parties were offering, they could see the party leaders, and they were making vote choices about who would be the best Prime Minister, the best party for government.
Sky News' willingness to empty chair any unwilling leader galvanised the debates into life to the benefit of all broadcasters. We have not worked as a team since. In 2015, the BBC pitched the top leaders against their question time audience, one by one. ITV went for multi-headed spectaculars, while Sky News opted for single programmes.
There's only one way to get a referendum, and that is to make sure I'm Prime Minister.
Forensically questioning each leader.
Am I tough enough? Tough enough? Hell yes, I'm tough enough.
None of these programmes were a proper comparative debate between potential Prime Ministers. Then last year, within hours of calling an election, Theresa May ruled out taking part in TV debates.
I invite her to go to Cambridge and debate her policies, debate her record.
Well, I'm interested, you know, in the fact that Jeremy Corbyn seems to be paying far more attention to how many appearances on telly he's doing.
It was left to the Home Secretary at the time, Amber Rudd, to stand in for the Prime Minister.
Do you think really the public interest would be served if we could see the potential Prime Ministers debating together during the election time?
I think the public do expect it, and I think they're entitled to it.
And is setting up a commission to try and get that going a good idea?
I think it's probably the only way to get a proper agreement when there is a general election. You know, politicians don't always agree with journalists. And unusually, journalists do not always agree with politicians, so otherwise there's always going to be a fight about it. I think an independent commission is the only way to go.
From John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon in 1960 to Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton in 2016, from Washington to Berlin, election debates are a fixture around the world. Many other countries, be it France or New Zealand, do not permit their leaders such craven condescension. Our politicians are to blame for this failure, but so too are we broadcasters. The lesson from the US is that a commission can cut through petty politics and make debates the focal point they should be in an election campaign. I urge those who agree with us to sign our petition for a parliamentary debate to set up an independent commission. Adam Bolton, Sky News.